Imagine a future where humanity is no longer confined to Earth, where Mars is not just a distant red dot in the night sky, but a thriving colony, where artificial intelligence seamlessly augments human potential and clean energy powers the world without harming the planet. This is not science fiction. This is the future we are building. And in today's episode, I'm going to take you deep into the mindset, the struggles, and the breakthroughs that have shaped the journey to making this vision a reality. We're going to talk about what it truly takes to build something revolutionary. How do you turn an impossible idea into a company that changes the world? What are the harsh realities of entrepreneurship that no one talks about? And what lessons can we learn from the failures and near-death experiences of companies like Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink? Let's get started. The single biggest factor in success is how deeply you understand the problem you're trying to solve. Too many people focus on superficial solutions, but if you don't understand the root cause of an issue at a fundamental level, you will never build something truly great. Take Tesla, for example. When we started, people thought electric cars were slow, had short range, and were impractical. The common assumption was that the problem was battery cost. But that was only part of it. The real issue was that no one had seriously optimized battery efficiency, aerodynamics, and power management together. We didn't just try to improve on existing designs, we rethought the entire approach to make electric cars better than gasoline-powered ones. But that came with incredible challenges. In 2008, Tesla was weeks away from bankruptcy. I had to personally decide whether to let the company die or put in my last remaining funds, everything I had left from PayPal. It wasn't an easy choice. But I believed in the mission, and here's something most people don't know. On the very same day that Tesla's financing was secured, SpaceX landed its first successful launch. Had either of those things not happened, both companies would have failed. SpaceX itself was an impossible bet. Governments had dominated space exploration for decades, and everyone thought a private company could never succeed. Our first 3 launches all failed. Each one was catastrophic. After the third failure, we barely had enough funds left for one more attempt. That 4th launch was do or die. And I'll never forget watching the live telemetry as Falcon 1 finally reached orbit. That was the moment everything changed. NASA awarded us a contract, and suddenly, what seemed impossible became the foundation of the company that today is leading the commercial space race. A lot of people underestimate how much failure is part of the process. Every successful company you see today has gone through near-death experiences. Tesla had multiple, SpaceX had multiple, even PayPal had moments when we were weeks from collapse. The only difference between those who succeed and those who don't is persistence. You have to be willing to keep pushing even when everything looks like it's falling apart. Now, let's talk about the practical side of building something great. How do you assemble a team capable of achieving the impossible? Hiring the right people is everything. I personally interview engineers at Tesla and SpaceX. I ask them one question. Tell me about the hardest problem you've ever solved and how you solved it. The reason. If someone truly solved a problem, they can go into extreme detail about every step they took. If they just memorized an answer, they won't be able to explain it deeply. The other critical thing is first principles thinking. Most people reason by analogy. They look at what others are doing and make incremental improvements. But real innovation comes from questioning everything and breaking problems down to their fundamental truths. When we were designing the Falcon 9, we didn't just take existing rocket technology and modify it. We analyzed every component to figure out how to make it cheaper, more efficient, and reusable. That's why SpaceX can launch rockets at a fraction of the cost of traditional aerospace companies. Another key lesson: speed matters. People underestimate the power of moving fast. If you can iterate faster than your competitors, you will outpace them. Tesla pushes software updates every few weeks. SpaceX runs rapid-fire tests to develop technology faster than any government agency. Neuralink is iterating on brain-machine interfaces at a speed that medical device companies can't match. The faster you learn, the faster you succeed. So what does the future hold? AI is going to reshape everything. Neuralink is working on connecting the human brain directly to computers. Imagine being able to download knowledge instantly, communicate telepathically, or even restore movement to those with paralysis. It sounds like science fiction, but so did reusable rockets 20 years ago. And then there's Mars. People ask, why go to Mars? The answer is simple. We need a backup plan for humanity. Earth won't be habitable forever. Whether it's a natural disaster, a supervolcano, or an eventual asteroid impact, staying confined to one planet is a risk. Colonizing Mars isn't about abandoning Earth. It's about securing the long-term future of our species. That's why SpaceX is working on Starship, the most ambitious spacecraft ever built, a fully reusable system capable of taking humans to Mars and beyond. If you take one thing away from this episode, let it be this: you don't need permission to change the world. The biggest risk isn't taking one, it's being afraid to try. Don't be afraid to think big. Don't be afraid to challenge conventional wisdom. And most importantly, don't give up when things get hard. Because the only way to do something truly great is to keep pushing forward, no matter the obstacles. You see, the difference between a dream and a reality is execution. Everyone has ideas, but very few people are willing to endure the hardship it takes to bring those ideas to life. And it will be hard. If you're expecting a smooth ride, you're already setting yourself up for failure. Take Neuralink, for example. When we first started, people said, this is impossible. Connecting a brain to a computer, restoring movement to paralyzed individuals, enhancing human cognition. These were things out of science fiction. But the way I see it, everything we take for granted today was once science fiction. Airplanes, the internet, space travel. The reason why most people fail to build the future is because they only look at what exists instead of what could exist. But the hardest part about innovation isn't coming up with the idea, it's getting the world to believe in it. Neuralink faced skepticism from the medical community. Tesla was ridiculed by the auto industry. SpaceX was dismissed by NASA in the beginning. People don't like change, especially when it threatens existing systems. And here's the brutal reality: no one is going to support you in the beginning. You have to believe in your idea so much that it doesn't matter if people tell you it's impossible. One thing I've learned is that you can't wait for people to give you permission to change the world. The Wright brothers didn't wait for approval to invent flight. Henry Ford didn't wait for the horse industry to give him permission to build cars. If you want to do something great, you just have to do it. And when you do, expect failures. SpaceX lost its first 3 rockets. Tesla nearly died multiple times. When we were working on the Tesla Model S, we encountered massive engineering challenges. People think it was an overnight success, but the truth is, we had to completely redesign our battery systems, optimize aerodynamics, and fight production delays. There were times when we thought we wouldn't make it. But what separates success from failure is the ability to push through those moments. The same applies to AI. We are on the brink of an intelligence revolution, and most people don't even realize how fast it's coming. Artificial intelligence will be smarter than humans in every way. The question is, how do we make sure it benefits humanity? That's why I co-founded OpenAI and why I keep advocating for AI safety. If we don't align AI with human values, it could be the biggest risk we've ever faced. And let's talk about Mars. People ask me, why are you so obsessed with going to Mars? The answer is simple. Humanity is fragile. One asteroid impact, one supervolcano, one global catastrophe, and everything we've ever built could be gone. Mars is not just a dream, it's a necessity. We have to become a multiplanetary species if we want to ensure our survival. That's why SpaceX is building Starship, the most advanced spacecraft ever developed. And not just for Mars, Starship will revolutionize space travel. Imagine being able to travel anywhere on Earth in under an hour. Imagine entire industries being built in orbit. That's the future. The key to achieving big things is to break problems down to their fundamental truths. That's how we make progress. Instead of asking, what is everyone else doing? We should be asking, what is the best possible solution, regardless of how things have been done before? That's how Tesla revolutionized cars. That's how SpaceX lowered the cost of space travel. That's how Neuralink is building a future where humans and AI can work together. So if you're listening to this and you want to build something great, just start. Don't wait for permission. Don't let failure stop you. The people who change the world are the ones who never stop trying.